The market has changed overnight, and here is your warning. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what is going on in the market. I made a video last week about the car market, the industry, the economy. Literally 1 week later, I'm starting to see like some serious, scary signs, and that's why I like to make these videos, to show you what's going on. I own a car dealership. Cars give me kind of a crystal ball into the economy. Cars and the car market. Are people buying? Are people trying to sell? Is my phone ringing? Is my phone not ringing? Are the auctions busy? Are they not busy? Kind of gives me insight into how the market is going, because are people spending or are they not spending? That's just plain and simple. Today's video, I'm gonna give you warnings about everything, what is going on, and like I have proof to show you why and how. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. This is an informative one. Let's get going. And I love to make these videos. They're pretty insightful. I'm gonna try to make it short, sweet, and right to the point. I apologize in advance. I tend to talk quite a bit. I'm gonna try to not do that in this video. Just yesterday alone, I received 3 phone calls from people wanting to sell their expensive vehicles. Not their daily cars, not they bought high-end cars, they overpaid for them, interest rates are high, or they paid market adjustments, and they're worried about what's happening, what's coming up in the economy with COVID and everything else. I'm gonna explain it all right now. The news and the media affect everything and how people view their spending. Can they spend more? Can they spend less? Should they tighten their wallets? And right now, it changed. I'm gonna step inside a car so it's a little less windy and you can hear me a little clearer. Yesterday morning I wake up, I listen to the news, I listen to my podcast, and I find out what's going on in the economy and in the world. And what am I hearing is COVID, 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 COVID. We're in a voting year and fear's injected into the market and, you know, whatever the view is. Maybe they want to control us, maybe they don't, maybe it's a new world order. I don't know, and that's not what this video is about. I am saying it's just convenient that COVID is back and COVID is widespread, and we're fear of mask mandates and fear of school closings and all this stuff that I thought we were over with. Apparently we're not, and I don't even care. I'm past it all, and there's no way I'm wearing a mask. But again, I'm not going to put my views on you guys. I am telling you the media is injecting this into the market and putting fear into people once again. That affects how people view the world, what's going to happen in their future, what's going to happen with their money, what's going to happen with their retirement, should they start tightening up their wallets, and it makes people afraid. Now, right after I heard all of this on the news, my morning news, I get a text. Hey, Craig, I have a Corvette. I'm thinking about selling it. Would you be interested in buying it? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm interested in buying your Corvette. Yeah, sure thing. I owe this much on it. I check the VIN, I check the mileage. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I can't offer you that much on your car. You own it for too much. He's like, yeah, I paid at the top of the market, but now I'm worried about where we're going. I think it's time to liquidate this stuff. So I'm like, oh, all right, well, here's a sign. This is public, somebody in the public thinking about their future and concerned. So unfortunately, I had to tell him, I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I can't pay what you owe. This is what it's worth now. The market's changing. Now, I'm gonna jump in this real quick. As the market changes, and with this video, as I'm telling you people want to sell their stuff now, puts more supply into the market, and there's less demand. Obviously, they want to sell. They don't want to buy a Corvette. They want to sell their Corvette. Less demand, more supply. Prices are going to go down even more than this phone call that I'm having. So I said, I'm sorry, the market has changed. Your Corvette isn't worth that much. I can't offer that much for you. It's worth this. And in 30 more days, it's going to be worth even less. You have like a piece of a vehicle on fire, and the longer you own it, the more it's going to burn, meaning the less it's going to be worth. So you either take the loss now or you take more of a loss later. Obviously, this isn't the news he wants to hear, and he gets discouraged, and I can't buy the Corvette, and he's going to end up hanging on to it, or he's just eventually going to come to a realization and take the loss and take more of a loss than he will right now. That is not me. That is me telling him what the market is doing. I scan the VIN, I look up the mileage, and I can see exactly what these cars are selling for, like in the past 30 days. Now, that's a market of the past 30 days. This video is all about how things changed overnight. So the market price I'm getting yesterday doesn't even reflect the real market. It's 30 days worth of market. When things change now, you won't see it for 30 days from now in pricings and values. So I have to take that into account. I have to adjust for that. Fast forward, my day goes on, it's around lunchtime. Another person texts me, hey Craig, I want to sell my Yukon. They just bought a 2020 Yukon. I want to sell my Yukon, literally like 45 days ago. I want to sell my 2020 Yukon. It has 50,000 miles. I don't need the second loan. I already have a truck. I bought this to tow kids around in. I don't need the second loan. I think I should get out of it before we get into lockdowns again. Lockdowns, right? Now they have fear in their head about lockdowns. They don't need 2 cars, 2 payments on cars when they're stuck inside the house. So this is how the media affects your frame of mind, the way you think and how it affects the economy. 2 people, 1 day, both say, I don't need this payment, I gotta get rid of this car. So I say, well, this is what it's worth. She bought it 45 days ago. The market has changed in 45 days. I'm like, this is what it's worth. If you want to sell it, like to me or to CarMax or TrueCar or whoever, whatever, this is what you're going to be offered. Now, people call me for insight. They call me for advice. So whether I'm buying the car or not, I'm happy. These are family and friends. Please don't call me for advice. I have way too many people that watch this video, not to say it like rudely, but please don't call me for advice. I just don't have the time for it. I would love to help everybody and there just isn't enough time. Family and friends, they'll call me, hey, what do you think about this? Now, if you want to sell your car, then reach out to me through my website, www.flying-wheels.com, but please not just for advice. I'm sorry, I just don't have the time for it. So this person bought it 45 days ago, the market has changed, and I say, listen, this is what the market is. And 45 days ago, interest rates are still high, so she has a high payment on her 2020 Yukon. She paid a premium, and the price has changed. She still has a high interest rate, and she wants out because she's worried that we're going to go into lockdown, or she just doesn't need a second vehicle if we go into COVID. Now, luckily, she put a hefty down payment in the car, so she doesn't owe too much, so she can get out of it, but she'll lose all the money she put down on her car 45 days ago, which is a real bummer for her. Fast forward to last night, I get a call from a friend. Craig, I have a 2021 Range Rover. Would you be interested in buying it or selling it for me? Like, that's an expensive car, and like high-end stuff, Range Rovers, $100,000 AMG, G63, G-WAGON, stuff like that. That market has completely changed. 2020, 21, 22, when everybody had money and everybody's spending and government's flooding money into the economy, people were buying those things and they were paying market adjustments. So I said, well, what do you owe it for? What do you own it for? $99,000. That's a ton of money on your Range Rover. Why so much? And he's like, well, when I bought it, I really wanted it. They were in high demand. I paid market adjustment on it, meaning he paid $20,000 over MSRP. So Range Rover says the car is worth this much, and the dealers were charging $20,000 over because there was so much demand. Well, he paid it. And at that same time, I was making these videos saying, don't pay market adjustment. You cannot pay market adjustment. You're buying a car for more than it's worth, and you're getting loans out on that car. When things change, just like the housing market did in 2008, you're going to own that car for too much, and now everybody does. Everybody bought their cars with market adjustments. Your car's worth a normal value now, like what it should be, but you own it for too much because you paid a market adjustment. You paid a premium over suggested retail. Imagine a shirt is retail for $25, and you're like, no, I'll give you $40 for it. It's still a $25 shirt, but you paid $40 for it. So it just really sucks for anybody that paid market adjustment. I mean, it's not his fault. It's the way the world was. You want a car, you gotta pay a premium for it. You want a Range Rover, you really pay a premium for it. Well, he wants out. He wants out of that payment. He's not happy with his Range Rover, and to be honest with you, it's a Range Rover, so it needs a ton of work already in 2 years, and he's having problems with it. I can't sell it for $99. I gotta break the bad news. I'm like the bearer of bad news to 3 people in one day, and it's all because their frame of mind, and it's the public's frame of mind. All of a sudden, this fast, we have hurricanes and we have COVID coming back in the media. So now everybody's terrified and they're worried about what's going to happen. Add that to our already recession that we're in, and already high interest rates that we're in, and already stalled markets and economy because people are tightening their budget. They're not spending, they're saving because there's fear in the market. All of those things add up to this like cyclone of destruction. And I went to an auction last night, a public auction where anybody's allowed to go, public access, just to see. I was driving by, I'm like, let me see what's going on. The place was a ghost town. Might have been 20 people there. What does that mean? It means there weren't a lot of buyers in the auction. Public auction, anyone can go to it. I've been at that auction where there are hundreds of people, 20 people max, meaning there aren't a lot of people buying cars right now, buying things right now. That means they're saving their money. Saving their money isn't spending their money, isn't boosting the economy, it's deflating the economy. So that's what's going on. I have more. I'm at the auction today. I walk in, parking lot's pretty empty. Now I make these auction videos regularly and I show you what's going on. I walk in and the parking lot's pretty empty at 10 o'clock. I came late and that's not normal, meaning there aren't that many dealers here. I walk in and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bays. There's not a lot of people. There's a lot of walking around area, and normally we're like shoulder to shoulder. What does that mean? There's not a lot of dealers here. Now the parking lot behind me is completely filled with cars. As you can see, cars galore. Now I've made these videos when there was a car shortage and the auction was full of dealers, buyers, and the lot was empty with cars. We are opposite right now. Why? What does that mean? I just made a video about how my business has slowed down. I'm not selling nearly as many cars, and my phone isn't ringing nearly as much. So when I say I have a crystal ball into how people are spending and what's going on, if my phone is ringing, people are spending, people are looking, people are shopping. If my phone isn't ringing, I still have the same cars, I still have the same prices. Something else has changed. What's going on? People aren't spending. So I buy a car as a dealer, I fill up my lot, no one's buying, I now have a full lot, I don't need to go to the auction to go buy more cars. If I'm selling a ton of cars, I need to go to the auction to buy more cars, which more dealers have to go. If it happens to me, it happens to everybody. So there are more dealers here buying more cars, bidding up the numbers, increasing the prices. If there are less dealers here because their lots are already full because people aren't buying, there are less dealers here to bid, which means there's less competition, which means the prices can come down because there aren't as many people bidding up the prices. So the prices come down. Once the prices come down, then we can sell them for less. Then you start seeing that savings. So it's all relative. It's a butterfly effect where one thing affects everything. So when the news says COVID's back, we're going to have mask mandates, we're going to go into lockdowns, everybody gets terrified and they stop spending their money, and it changes everything literally overnight. So that's what's going on right now. I'm at the auction right now, and I'm hopefully going to buy some stuff, but more importantly, I'm hopefully going to sell some stuff. Who knows? I enjoy making these videos because I like seeing what's happening in the world, and I like sharing it with you guys as a warning, as like some foresight. Thanks for watching. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, and any comments that you guys have, leave them in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Adios.